industry. Beyonce for sure. I love her. Like I love Beyonce. Jay-Z too, I really admire the both of them.
Genius.
Beyonce.
Gorgeous. A stab to my self-esteem.
In 2016, chaos erupted in the pop world when Rihanna's long-awaited album Anti was stolen before its release, and whispers pointed to her fiercest rival. That year would end up reshaping the entire pop hierarchy. Just days ahead of the official drop, Anti mysteriously leaked on Tidal, Jay-Z's own streaming platform, derailing her rollout and sparking an online frenzy. Rihanna didn't hide her frustration, calling the ordeal a nightmare as her team scrambled to regain control and fans. The Navy launched a full-blown digital battle. But before the dust could even settle, Beyonce unleashed Lemonade. The timing felt surgical, one queen's chaos overshadowed by another's cultural earthquake. Within weeks, Anti-Storm was forgotten beneath the tidal wave of Lemonade's impact.
And that's the problem that I have with this whole situation. But I am going to save this conversation for Jay-Z. Jay-Z, you're watching. I know you're watching, because you got people calling me. Stop having people call me. You can call me yourself. You know how to get my number. You know you got people calling me. Call me yourself, because this right here is going to go viral. The way my job works on the internet, everybody's going to be clipping and sharing on TikTok. Watch this.
Then came the moment when whispers turned into full-blown alarms. Industry insiders began suggesting that Beyoncé's team might have had special access to Tidal's internal systems. According to some in the tech circle, user permissions linked to her account went far beyond what any other artist would normally have, raising suspicions that the anti-leak wasn't just bad luck. Was it sabotage or a coincidence that conveniently cleared the runway for Beyoncé's Lemonade to dominate? Rihanna's anger over the fiasco was public. She called it out directly, and behind closed doors, her team reportedly pointed fingers toward Tidal's inner circle. The complication? Tidal was owned by Jay-Z, Rihanna's longtime mentor and Beyoncé's husband, and no one could say for sure whether this was a technical blunder, a power play, or something deeper. But the fallout was massive. It wasn't just about topping the charts anymore, it was about survival. Anti marked Rihanna's most intimate, experimental work, while Lemonade transformed Beyoncé's artistic identity and cultural standing.
Jay-Z's also been linked or connected in doing business with him. Now, Jay-Z has also been tied to Diddy through rumors and longtime allegations and conspiracies. We've all seen them online, like the one that claims Jay-Z allegedly cheated on Beyonce with Kathy Corp.
But the pressure on the pop icon didn't start in 2016. Beneath every smile and red carpet reunion, there had been cracks forming for years. To trace where it truly began, you have to go back to 2011, when a tragedy inside her mentor's circle sent quiet shockwaves through the industry. A young publicist was found dead in her New York apartment just 2 days after another megastar revealed her pregnancy to the world. The official story said natural causes, but insiders whispered about missing reports and unanswered questions. This wasn't just a random loss. The woman had long been linked to one of music's most powerful figures, a connection that tabloids had chased for years. In the weeks before her death, she'd supposedly hinted that she was ready to reveal everything. Then suddenly, she was gone. The rumor mill exploded. Was it coincidence? Bad timing? Or something darker beneath the surface? No one ever confirmed anything, but the silence that followed only deepened the mystery. Behind the scenes, suspicion lingered, and the industry began to realize that in a world built on power, image, and legacy, the truth could disappear just as quickly as the people who held it.
I want you to think about this. Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce.
That brings us back to the young star whose rise began in the mid-2000s, when she was discovered by a small-town producer and flown to New York for a career-defining audition. Barely 17, she signed with one of the biggest record labels in the world, helmed by a legendary rapper-turned-executive and his superstar partner. Overnight, she found herself orbiting one of the most powerful couples in music. For years, she balanced the roles of protege, rising rival, and eventual icon. But the spark that truly ignited the feud came years later, when her first publicist confessed that he had planted a false story to drum up attention for her debut single, a fabricated love triangle designed to make headlines. The stunt worked too well. The rumor took on a life of its own, fueling years of fan wars, split-screen comparisons, and tabloid speculation. What began as a publicity trick turned into a defining shadow over her career. A reminder that in the entertainment world, perception can become more powerful than truth.
But Diddy parties and Diddy After Dark are two different things. I want to go on record of saying I never saw Jay-Z at a Diddy After Dark party. Then again, I wasn't there. So I don't know who was there. But I know that I saw Jay-Z at the Diddy party.
But here's where everything spiraled. The publicist stunt didn't just make noise. It detonated. What began as a fabricated headline to spark attention turned into a wildfire of scrutiny. Suddenly, whispers reached the ears of investigators, and rumors that were meant for tabloids found their way into official reports. Even though the publicist later confessed that the story had been entirely manufactured, the damage was already done. The speculation had escaped control, and now every major player in the artist's circle was treading carefully. Reputations were on the line, and careers could crumble from the wrong headline for the young star at the center of it all. The fallout was suffocating. Every success she achieved was shadowed by suspicion, every smile analyzed like a clue. And while she tried to rise above the noise, the rift between her and her mentor's family deepened. By the mid-2010s, tension had become part of the show. Industry insiders described photo ops choreographed down to the inch, smiles that never quite reached the eyes, and a rivalry that needed no words. When her landmark album was passed over for major awards, fans erupted. Convinced that invisible hands had steered the outcome, the artist urged unity, pleading for people not to pit powerful women against each other. But online, the narrative had a life of its own. The industry machine kept moving, polished, controlled, and always a little too quiet about what really went on behind the scenes.
And then you have celebrities like a Jay-Z. And this is where I think the whole fallout with the Beyonce, she's just kind of in the crosshairs because of all of what's going on in the media with respect to Jay-Z and stuff. But with Jay, you know, when he complained at the Grammys about the Grammys not giving Beyonce Artist of the Year, when she's the most decorated Grammy-winning artist ever, we invited him to be honored at our award show.
Meanwhile, the real-world tension kept escalating. Every time the media dared to compare the two superstars, fallout followed. Before one artist's monumental halftime performance, a sports host casually remarked that she wasn't on the same level as her rival. Within days, the backlash was fierce, a reminder that in this business, even words can be dangerous currency. He later revealed that powerful voices behind the scenes had called to remind him, some comparisons are too costly, and in this industry, loyalty isn't optional, it's survival. The apology went viral, but the warning was clear, which brings us to the deeper question. Was the infamous album leak an accident or a message? Maybe it was never about who hit upload, but about who needed to send a signal, and why. In a world ruled by image and silence, control often speaks louder than truth. Over the years, people connected to the power structure have found themselves caught in strange coincidences, stories buried, investigations vanishing, careers suddenly rerouted. Patterns repeat, and whispers become warnings. When one artist's work leaked at the peak of her rise, the question wasn't just how it happened. It was who wanted her quiet, and what she might have been about to say. Because in this world, the real danger isn't competition. It's what happens when you stop playing along.
Weirdo. I don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me.
By the early 2020s, the empire at the top of the music industry was cracking. Lawsuits piled up, anonymous sources came forward, and online detectives scoured every document for hidden connections. What began as a rivalry between two superstars had evolved into something far darker, a high-stakes chess game where every move carried real-world consequences. The deeper people dug, the more tangled the web became. Each new revelation seemed to link back to the same circle of power, where loyalty and silence were currency, and rumor often blurred into truth. As more scandals surfaced, the stories from the past returned like ghosts. A mysterious death that once seemed like gossip was now being re-examined in a harsher light. Fans began asking whether those old tragedies were coincidences or warnings. Insiders whispered about a pattern. When someone got too close to exposing something, they vanished from the spotlight, or worse. Maybe it was all conspiracy talk, or maybe it revealed how tightly controlled the industry's image really was. What's certain is that by 2023, the stakes had never been higher. Reputations, fortunes, and legacies were on the line. And somewhere in the middle of the noise, one haunting question remained. In a business built on fame, who decides which stories are told and which ones are buried?
I know so much on how you got where you are, how you stepped on many people.
And while controversy lingered in the shadows, a very different kind of power struggle was unfolding in the open, one measured not in headlines, but in billions. The pop world had never seen anything like it. The artist who once fought for radio play had built a global empire, her beauty brand rewriting the rules for celebrity ventures and redefining what success beyond music could look like. Within a few short years, she wasn't just a performer, she was a movement. A billionaire whose influence stretched across industries. Then came the 2023 halftime performance. It dominated screens worldwide, sparking conversation, celebration, and a wave of nostalgia that reached far beyond the game itself. Overnight, her impact was impossible to ignore. Behind the scenes, observers noted that the balance of power in pop culture was shifting again. For decades, only a handful of artists had held that kind of influence. And now a new era had arrived. The charts no longer told the full story. The brands, the visuals, and the global reach to Rihanna's ascent proved that in modern music, the real competition wasn't just about who had the biggest song. It was about who could build the biggest world.
And I'm not saying allegedly.
Oh. Okay.
I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough. You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston.
In the glittering heart of the music world, a different kind of tension was brewing. Success, it seemed, had become dangerous. One artist's rise wasn't just a celebration of independence, it was a challenge to the system itself. Her empire stretched far beyond music. Fashion, beauty, business. She had built an empire on her own terms, answering to no one. But freedom at that level came with a price. The more she won, the more the old guard felt the ground shifting beneath them. IT wasn't simply about charts anymore. It was about control. Control of image, of narrative, of who gets to define the future. Behind the perfect smiles and red carpet embraces, the balance of power had started to fracture. Insiders whispered that an earlier, technical glitch, a now infamous album leak, might not have been so random after all. Some believed it was a test of loyalty. Others thought it was a reminder of who still pulled the strings. Whether coincidence or calculation, the message was unmistakable. In this world, no one rises without permission, and so, the game continued, silent, ruthless, and ruled by those who understood that survival in the spotlight isn't about talent alone. It's about knowing when to play along and when to disappear.
There was no internet, people taking pictures of you and putting your personal life or exploiting your personal life as entertainment. I think people are so brainwashed. You get up in the morning, you click on the computer, you see all these pictures, and it's all you think of is the picture and the image that you see all day, every day.